Baltimore Ravens, and I'm here because my heart's for you guys.
I'm Roy from California. I play for the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm Tommy Harris. I play for the Chicago Bears.
These athletes are leading a team of professionals to Uganda, a country in Africa that's been torn apart by war and civil unrest. Much of it because of the Lord's Resistance Army, a cult-like rebel group known for the kidnapping and abuse of children.
2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, those were terrible years.
But it was years earlier that the nightmare for Uganda began.
It's only been the last 2 years that we haven't seen the LRA in Gulu.
Since the late 1980s, more than 1.5 million Ugandans, half of them children, were forced to flee from their homes.
All of these kids have faced the LRA or the effects of the LRA. All they've seen is war their whole lives.
Tens of thousands of children sought refuge nightly in schools, churches, any place they could find to avoid being kidnapped during the night. They became known as night walkers.
So when we started 3 years ago, we were taking military escorts. There were still abductions going on. There were still night walkers coming into the town in Gulu.
The thousands who couldn't escape the LRA were either given weapons and forced to kill.
We've had some of the students take us through Gulu and show us places where they lined up people in the community and just shot them on the spot.
Often their own parents. The girls were given to LRA officers as wives. Many were raped, and as a result, became mothers as teenagers.
And then things started to settle down with the peace talks, so it's been about 2 years.
Now, I do feel that everybody really wants this peace.
So this group from Oklahoma made the trip with the plan to hold medical clinics and deliver supplies, as well as dig water wells.
It means a lot to me. Not very many people have come to northern Uganda, and particularly in Gulu, after all the history of war.
The Pros for Africa team is partnering with Sister Rosemary to get straight to the heart of the matter.
You are our great supporters. You are people who care about us.
I'm Leanne Taylor. And I'm Amy McCree. It's here in Gulu, Uganda at St. Monica's Tailoring Center where Pros for Africa will set up home base for the week.
And it's behind these gates that women and children who've been abandoned and broken because of the civil unrest in this area over the last 20 years can find help and hope and healing. And they can find a new beginning, like the women we met, one named Rose.
She was abducted in 1994. She was 10 years old when she was abducted, and they were told to set the house of someone ablaze. They decided to tie them from their waist. They worked the whole night. When morning came, these rebels came and started choosing, they said, beautiful girls. Put them aside. Among these children who were abducted, 4 girls were taken out and put aside, and all the kids who were abducted with them were given clubs, and they told these children to go and hit and beat these girls with the clubs they had. It was really, really scary because these people had machetes, they had hoes, they had pangas, and they were telling these kids, if any of you shows any sign of fear, you're going to be killed here and then. You must kill your friend. That's what they meant to tell them. They worked for 1 week, day and night. She was a child who was questioning each and everything, and so she was warned. She said, you have too many questions, and be careful, we'll kill you if you don't stop asking questions. If you don't stop asking questions. She took advantage of the Ugandan soldiers who went to attack the rebel camp. And that was the time when everyone scattered everywhere, and that's the moment she decided to escape with her kids. I got her in one of the nearby camps with all her kids living in a very small house, tin house, with no fresh air, no food, nothing. They were with her 3 kids there. I insisted. I went again and told her to come to me here, and then she said, it looks like I will get some help if I go to her. She said I told her that she has to begin learning tailoring, dressmaking and cutting, but in her own imagination she could never believe she would be able even to get onto a sewing machine and even make dresses. She could never believe me. But I always insisted. I said, you're not going to depend on me. You must learn. She's saying, now you can say it with a smile, that whatever I used to tell her, she said it is very important to listen and believe. When someone is telling you something, it means the person is reading your future. She said she feels that her should than her.
And the future is bright for Rose and the many other girls who have come through St. Monica Tailoring Center.
This is much better.
It's due in large part to Sister Rosemary. She's been helping women and children over the last several years, protecting them from the LRA.
By evening, you will see children all over this compound looking for a place to hide from the rebels. We used to have more than 500 children every day. Like the age of these kids you saw, these little ones, they would hide. All these containers you see turned out for us to be sleeping places for the children.
This place actually was a center for night commuters. 5 years ago, by this time, children from 17 years and below would be flocking up here to take refuge here, because down in the villages where they were staying, they were feared to be abducted by the so-called Lord's Resistance Army. So that was what used to happen about 5 years ago. But now you can see there's a big difference. And now it has turned to be a place for healing. Healing especially for vulnerable young women who were affected by the war in northern Uganda.
Sister Rosemary knows this environment is exactly what's needed to help in the healing. The girls are able to learn a skill at the school, get a good education, and hopefully one day be able to get out on their own.
The difference with this school is that the sisters are here living with these students day and night. From Monday to Friday, it makes a huge difference even in their rehabilitation, even in their education, and also to see that somebody is caring for them, is living with them.
The 10-acre compound has a clinic where the girls, as well as others in the community, can come for care. A multi-purpose building serves not only as a meeting place for those on campus, but also to groups who come to Gulu. There are dorms for the girls, and a house for the sisters, and even a daycare center for the little ones. While their moms learn a trade, the children can get a preschool education before moving on to other schools. Sister Rosemary has seen dramatic changes in many of these girls.
What really always presses me and pushes me forward is the idea that these girls have been robbed of their dignity. They have been robbed of a family. They have been robbed of even their childhood. So I always say, we start to build from where it seems life has stopped. We start from there.
Sister Rosemary's mission continues to grow to help women and children in northern Uganda. In fact, about 2 hours north of Gulu, in the town of Adiak, a second school has been established, land purchased with money donated by Oklahomans.
We are happy to see you and come.
One of those Oklahomans is Reggie Witten, an attorney who is passionate about helping Sister Rosemary.
After I met Sister Rosemary, it's hard not to fall in love with her. And she won the CNN 2007 Heroes Award, and then the world forgot about her. The world forgot about Atiak and Gulu and Uganda, but these kids are still here. And that was a nice start, winning that award, but we've got to bring the eyes of the world on Uganda. We've got to bring the eyes of the world on what Sister Rosemary is doing.
So Reggie enlisted the help of some big-name friends to help refocus the spotlight on northern Uganda. He invited 4 former OU Sooners who now play in the NFL to make the trip.
We'll hear from them when we come back.